Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Before we get started, make sure to go down and hit that like button on this video. Give me a little comment as well if you don't mind. Just help the channel out a little bit. We've got a 6 series here. Actually a rather hefty one. Bit of extra meat on the bone today with Shine spawning over here in the top right. We got light down here in the bottom left, excuse me. And I was just curious, you know what? First time I saw this map, I thought I would love to see what Shine could do with a map like Screaming Sea. And so we got a couple of games on Screaming Sea. We've got some other games in this series as well. But like I said, it is a heftier one. Plenty of games here to get into. And so my curiosity is piqued. What will Shine pull out here versus Light? Pretty standard stuff. Wallin at the front, immediately going into Factory. Not going to be proxying that out on the map or anything like that. And we may end up seeing something a little wacky out of Light as well. Maybe, perhaps, a Wraith build? He's not mining any gas, so I guess not. It's going to be a CC for sure. Maybe he starts the CC and then goes back into gas. That's possible. Going to force away this Overlord. And then goes ahead, starts the command center. So trying to obfuscate a little bit. Trying to hide the build as much as possible. SCV going to come in. Lynx have walked directly past that. That's unfortunate. Just going to allow that SCV to get straight on in. Oh, 2 more Lynx coming from the main. Not going to be able to trap this, though. Starport on the way. Could be a Valkyrie build with just 1 starport. Oh, 2nd starport. He's thinking about it. Armory. Armory. Starport? Armory? Starport? Armory. Okay. We get to see the incoming build here from Light. Gonna be a Valkyrie play from him. Spire on the way at the front, throwing that down in the wall here on the high ground. Pretty confident that he's not going to get busted open early. That sunken colonies on the high ground will be too punishing to try and fight their way into. We are going to see a Marine switch here, so Valkyries into Marines. Actually, I'm not 100% sure on that, but that should be the follow-up play. Secondary extractor on the way. Quite a few drones have been made here. Just relying on the 1 sunken colony for defense. No vulture. No vulture at all. Not even going to bother making that vulture. He's defending with 1 Marine, my friends. 1 Marine is the only thing standing in his way. Standing in the way of Shine if he wanted to go ahead and get aggressive, but now that there's a possibility of some type of aggression, he's going to start a bunker here. Bunker on the way. And I kind of like this from Light, honestly. He came up, he saw that there was a sunken colony coming up. And he was like, alright, I'm just not even going to make the vulture. Just going to optimize my build even further, make sure that I have more turrets. They've got my Valkyries as soon as possible. And I'm just going to be completely safe. Shine, meanwhile, built, 4 Lings and a Sunken. But he kind of has to. Doesn't really have a choice. A Vulture can pop out at any time. I guess he could maybe have a Ling in front of the Terran base, and then as soon as he sees the Vulture, build the sunken colony, but it would be a little tight. It is a very long rush distance, but I'm not sure if it would finish in time. Still safer to have that sunken colony overall. 2 Valkyries here in the main. Immediately gets 2 big volleys off on this first pack of mutas. Just 7 mutas have been made. Scourge are now going to be on the way. Drone transfer over to this third base, which was taken quite early on. Is he going to get +1 attack as well? Doesn't look like it. At least not for the time being. Coming back in with 7 mutas. Gonna go for a couple of kills here, but he does need to be careful. Triple Valkyrie hits very, very hard. In fact, does a lot of damage here. Kills off one of those mutas. Plenty of Scourge being made now as these Valkyries come out. They're being a little bit cavalier here. You don't want to go too far out with these Valkyries. The Scourge connect with them. A lot of the momentum is going to be lost in this game. What's the plan from here? Lurker upgrade on the way. Ooh, Scourge. Getting one connection there, but not getting the kill. Ooh, he does get a kill in the end. All right, not bad. Valkyrie gets taken down here. Shine killing off just a few SCVs. Slowing the economy ever so slightly. Slowing the barracks adds a little bit. And picking off one of those Valkyries is nice. Oh, there's way more. There's more barracks down here as well. So he's actually got quite a few at this point. Already going up to 6 barracks. No, 5 barracks and a science facility on the way as well. Looks like lurkers will be done in time, though. Albeit barely. That lurker upgrade is a little ways off still. Actually needs that to finish as soon as possible. He's going to be building on the ramp. It's pretty tough to block that ramp, I think. It's a very wide ramp. I'm going to have to make some emergency sunken colonies here to try and survive 4 lurkers. Not that much bio here. If the lurkers are finished, it's really not a problem. Maybe he can force some reactions here from light. Try to get a kill on one of these Valkyries. Looks like it's not going to happen. Valkyrie picks off that Scourge, but bought enough time with those mutas. That was a good move with the mutas to just buy a tiny bit of time. Just keep himself safe. Hold position lurker out here in the front. And so the bio will be forced back for now. Is it time to expand? Or is he going to initiate a push? Seems like tanks are on the way with that siege mode. Okay, siege mode just started. So he's going to be coming out with a pretty strong attack here soon. Wow, 4 drones in the main not mining. That's painful. That's definitely not feeling very good right now for Shine. Whenever I see something like this, I wonder if it's a broken replay. I honestly start to think, is this a broken replay? And there's been a few times recently where I thought we were getting a broken replay, but it actually wasn't. So I'm not going to go back just yet anyway. We'll hold off for the time being. Let's see if light can break through with this attack. It's a very scary attack, especially since Hive is yet to finish. It'll have to be Shine completely surrounding and annihilating this army. That's the only way. Ah, he loses all the Scourge. High ground is helping him quite a lot right now, just keeping him alive. Sunken colony up here on the high ground. Looks like that's gonna fall for now. Coming up to try and kill these Sunkens. But the Lurkers are actually going to do pretty well. Lurkers from behind as well. Oh my gosh, is going to get all the tanks. The tanks are all going to go down. Now the Lurkers come forward. Oh boy. This is a really good hold from Shine. A very nice hold. That flank with the Lurkers came at the absolute perfect time. Just the right number of Lings and a few Mutas and Scourge managed to hold onto this base, and now Shine in a wonderful position, adding on a lot of lurkers and getting out this Defiler's Mound as well. He will be losing some Overlords on the periphery, at least for the time being, as Scourge come out though. These Valkyries will have to run. Okay, he's actually going to lose them both. That's rough. Big kills here on some of these Marines, but a lot of Lings end up going down as well. Plus attack on the Mech upgrades. Maybe considering going into a mech play? I'm not sure what the plan is going to be here from Light. He's in a bad spot. Shine's definitely got the edge. And he's going to be looking for the closer here soon. It'll be difficult to stop just a straight Defiler push coming directly at his natural. Light is going to have to move forward with some of these vessels and get some key irradiates on Defilers coming up. Just irradiating these lurkers is nice, but the threat of the Defiler is so real right now. In fact, 2 Defilers coming forward. And all the irradiates have just been used. That's a little bit scary, man. Now, he does have mines to potentially block an incoming attack, but as long as he sends Lings out first on a move command, he should be okay. Oh, he's gonna dive on top of these lurkers right before all the Defilers come online. A lot of these Marines are gonna die. He actually backs away just as everything's being killed here. With the Dark Swarm, will be able to hold for now. Scourge here at the front. He's ready to dive. Oh, he's actually gonna get this too. Look at that. Gonna get a kill for free on this. Ooh, the irradiate here is pretty dirty. Ooh, triple kill. Getting what he can out of that spell, out of that vessel before it ends up going down. Are we going to see some dropships come out? Doesn't seem like it. We're at a bit of an impasse at this moment. Terran is building up on their side of the map. Zerg on his. Central Sax on the way. Going to be looking to the skies now. Trying to find other locations to expand. It'll be tough to break through here onto Light's side of the map with mines and potentially tanks coming up. 4 factories are on the way right now. 4 factories means a decisive switch into mech at this point. As +1 finishes, Light's going to double down into that mech play. Looks like there's going to be some big mine connections here. Trying to get a connection on one of these mines to land in the midst of all these Marines. Not having much luck with that, though, thus far. Wants to keep spamming out spells here. Looking for the first plague of the game. Can he actually get it now? Ooh, that mine connection. That mine ends up being huge, getting rid of the Defiler as it stumbles forward, as it wiggles its way into position to get a big plague on all of these vessels. China's been denied for now. 4 gas economy. Still, these gases are very low. It'll be up to Shine to start taking more bases here shortly. Big mech switch is coming up. But there's a bit of weakness now. A bit of weakness here for Light as he makes this transition. There's a possibility that he can be undone by one massive attack before the tanks really start to come online. Once there's about 5, 8 tanks sitting on this side of the bridge, it'll be nearly impossible to make a bust like that. Nice lurker egg there. Buying some time here. And eating up that mine. Another consume, another Defiler pushing forward. Flag there was not that great, but the Hydras are getting some ground now. +2 armor is done. +1, or +2 carapace, I should say. Not going to be able to do much with this Defiler. He throws down double Dark Swarm. It's going to be used against him. Oh, can he actually get a spine off? Does get a spine to clear out those mines. Not too many mines underneath this Dark Swarm. Might be able to push forward with that. At least a little bit. Just the 2 tanks so far, but that number's going to gradually climb as more increment out. He actually has to rally this. It's very important that he gets more tanks up here soon. Drops are finally coming online. Double expansion going on as he continues this push through the middle. Gonna be picking up a couple of lurkers here. Looking to go for a lurker drop, but light all on top of that already. Overlords are not in position to see the spider mine, so this is a deadly area for Hydras to try and push into. The macro's looking strong right now for Shine, but can he keep these island bases online? That's a very good move to clear a lot of these mines. I guess the drop went off, but those two lurkers got absolutely destroyed. As expected there, with light already on top of that. Hydra's pushing forward here, but the tank number has grown. Yeah, see how now we've got 6 tanks in the front. Now it becomes a lot harder to make any sort of headway. Nice kill there. Managing to get a science vessel at least. Some drops going around. It looks like a... Oh, lurker. Defiler, can he get the Dark Swarm? Does get the Dark Swarm off. And this lurker will die eventually, but it does get one good shot onto the mineral line, killing off quite a few SCVs. Not bad. Not bad at all. Getting there and putting down some damage on that. Nidus Canal on the inside of the minerals there is a little bit funny, but seems like he was having a hard time placing that down as quickly as possible. Oh, Marine. Oh, no. Goliath drop. Can he actually pop anything through this Nidus Canal? I don't think so. Oh, can he? He does get some stuff through the Nidus Canal. Just a couple of Lings and Hydras, unfortunately. Not enough to hold on to this base. He will start to send some more drops over here. But he's got to send more than just a couple of units. And it would be amazing if he could catch this dropship. That dropship is going to go down. And with the dropship falling... Oh, can he actually get anything out? Oh, man, that was a Defiler as well. Defiler and a Lurker. But he can't drop it out as the Goliaths are holding this position. Going to load up 3 more Overlords. No, just 2 Overlords full of Lings. I don't think that's going to do too well, Shine. This has become a massive clump of tanks now, and it's really looking scary. 2 of those drops go down. Just pure Ling popping out here, trying to hold the line. D-Matrix, double D-Matrix to try and save these. I think it would have been good if he had... Oh, he actually caught some of those too. I missed it. Caught a couple of the science vessels there as they were retreating. Looks like he'll get this science vessel as well. Big kills here for Shine, and he saves the base as well. These are some big moves right now as he's taking the base over at over on his side of the map as well. Slowly clearing out this command center. Light trying to shove forward, but you can't shove forward through Lurker and Dark Swarm. That's not going to happen. You need those irradiates, and he just lost the majority of his irradiates just moments ago. So this is not looking too good for Light right now. He's just kind of stuck here. Wait, is there not a Lurker under there? I think he used this medic to kill the Lurker. That's pretty funny. Double drops heading out on the map, but here comes a pair of Scourge. Oh my gosh, he just doesn't follow that? Okay. Big plague on the tanks. That's what he was focusing on, but drops on the high ground. Oh man, if he had just utilized those Scourge there, what a great position he could be in at this point. He's just focused on delaying this tank attack, it seems. And now going to be losing a lot of this mining. Seems like he can mine from the gas over here, but hasn't done it quite yet. Wow, almost loses these drops. Just trying to fly back home. Picking off the drop ships. The drops are where the Terran is the most vulnerable. Same thing goes for the Zerg, of course. But if you can get... Oh, if you can kill the drop ships, you have a much better chance of actually clearing and holding your position, holding your islands. One more tank. Is he going to get it? Oh my gosh. This tank kills everything. It's gonna be so annoying. Drop down here at the bottom left. Some stuff slipping through. Queens have been made, but eventually the tank push can no longer be held back. I'm surprised he actually failed to keep this Defiler Dark Swarm play going. Must have been paying attention to that drop down at this base and lost his concentration there for a second. You should be able to, on paper, hold on to that for infinity. There's no reason why they should be able to push through if you're just paying attention. Tanks now have +3, and they're ripping apart the Hydras. This base is not that important anymore. Depleted geysers and all. He's going to go ahead and take this fresh geyser. But a few drones will end up going down. Hydra's being pushed back right now. Here comes the Queens. They've got energy. But oh my goodness, he's got a whole bunch of Wraiths. These Wraiths are going to absolutely wipe out the Queens if they can find them. And where are they right now? They're right over here. It looks like he's going to find those Queens. And with the Queens going down, there's not a lot of hope left. Yeah, look at this. Look at all these Queens, man. Oh, jeez. 2, 3. Can he get it? 3. Looks like all the Wraiths will go down, but they did their job. They got rid of all of the Queens, or nearly all of the Queens. These high energy Queens. With only 3 remaining, it's just not enough. I don't see how Shine can make this work now. He is in such a tough spot. Full 60 supply behind. He has been able to deny any further bases from Light, but Light's going to go ahead and try to take this space down here, which could become a serious problem. Gonna make some spores. Dropping off a few more drones at this base. Not a lot here to work with. Looks like he casted maybe a couple of broodlings. Triple drop on the way. Making some mutas now. Mutas are coming up. They're going to be used to try to take care of these islands. Maybe killing off one of them might be the road to victory for Sharp here, or for Shine, excuse me. That's quite a few. That is quite a few mutas coming down here. They don't have very good upgrades, though. Only +2 armor. +2 armor on all of these mutas. Quite a few overlords have just fallen as well. You can see, yes, he can just hold this forever, but why wasn't he holding this forever over here? Definitely mistakes were made. Light putting on the pressure and eventually busts his way through. Now it can no longer mine from this depleted geyser. Woe is me. No more mining there. Dropships coming through for some extra support. 4 Goliaths is all he has at this base. 4 Goliaths is not quite going to cut it. Unless he just doesn't fight. Okay. Let's try to kill the barracks, I guess. Some more Queens, some more Broodlings get thrown down. Pretty low on overall income. If Shine could just shut down this base, we might be in a good spot. 1 sunken colony here. That's a big round of units making their way through with this dropship play. Really, the only way to shut this down, to win this type of battle, you gotta snipe the drops. You have to put pressure on the dropships and prevent the Terran player from easily bringing stuff over. I think that's why the Wraiths are here, to try and shut down the drops of the Zerg player. And also, of course, try and help these dropships make their way successfully where they need to be. Drop play coming through from Shine as well. Not a lot of units in here. He's going to use the mutas to run cover for this attack. Soaking up a lot of these turret hits. Now that there's a bunch of Ling Hydra on this low ground, I mean, if he had comboed this with some Scourge to catch the drops coming in, I could see an idea of a way that he could possibly maybe win this game. But with this island going to light and not catching those drop ships, yeah, see, here's the Scourge that he needed. He needed these Scourge in between the rallies to catch the drops as they make their way across. That's how you can really start to swing things in your favor as the Zerg. You get a drop off like that. The drop ships of Terran come through with all those mech units, all those expensive mech units. And you get a couple of hits on with a few Scourge. The value is immense. The value is just crazy high with Scourge that connect like that. And then you can start to break some of these islands, but Shine cannot put all of these things together while he's being pressured at the front as well. He's just having a big hard time struggling here to hold back this mech army. It's not that big anymore. It really has been whittled down slowly but surely by the queens of Shine. And now he's going to come around from the rear, threaten the attack, bringing the queens up now. Does he have energy? Oh my gosh, he's going to let the queens get targeted. That's actually gone pretty well for Light, but not enough tanks here to stand firm. And so he will end up losing this army and being pushed all the way back. These two depleted geysers, not really worth any more anyway. You wouldn't want to build a hatchery just to mine off of that. And so the queens are going to maybe turn their attention towards one of these bases. I mean, he kind of has to break something. So many drops are being made now. Like, he's going to end up with like eight drops, I imagine, at some point. I don't even know where the other ones went. Thought he had at least 4. Perhaps one of them got sniped a little bit earlier. Dropping a Goliath here on the high ground. One way you can do this is you can bring Lurker and Defiler up to this high ground, drop it, and just start hitting the SCVs. At least drive away mining for a little bit. Gonna come through with the queens. Looks like he's done a bunch of cloning here beforehand. Can he actually get anything? Oh my goodness. I mean, not the greatest, but it's something at least. It's funny how Light is going to be playing this. You can see he's got 5 drops, and he's going to be shadowing the Zerg player. Wherever the Zerg player goes right now, I think that Light will follow. Oh, he scans top left. There's so much there. There's so many Scourge. Is he actually going to go for this? Oh my god, he's going to lose so many. He's going to lose so much. Oh my gosh, he lost 3 drop ships there, but it looks like he gets at least 2 drops worth of units out. The Hydras are going to kill everything, and this was not at all worthwhile for Light. This is giving Shine a real opportunity. He could come back in this game now. Has to really use his resources, what he has left over, efficiently, but he has a hope. If he can catch some of these drops, there is a way. Kill a few more tanks, a few more Goliaths with these queens, and then get a drop off and catch the reinforcements in the dropship. As that happens, there's only 5 Goliaths here in 1 tank. If he hits this base with a big old drop, and the queens as well, and then brings the anti-air army here, bring the Scourge over here. He's got to do it all together at the same time, though. Everything has to be perfect, or it will fail. Can Shine make it happen? Can he make it work? He's nearly even on supply. Okay, he's going in for this attack. This is not what I was expecting, but it still might work. There's only 1 tank here, targeting it down some of these overlords, but that's a lot of Hydras, boys. So many Hydras hitting this base right now, and it looks like he's actually going to get the kill. In fact, will. No lift at all. And this base has been overtaken. A very nice drop there. Very nice drop indeed. The Mutas went in first to tank the damage from the turrets. Those Overlords got the perfect moving drop as well. And so he's going to load up once again, it looks like. Or just send a drone over here, I guess. Take the space. Wow, big army move. Oh, I thought this was way more army. It's funny, it's mostly SCVs. I saw this huge trail of orange heading out on the map. Like, whoa, huge army moving forward. No, it's 4 tanks, a few Goliaths, and a lot of SCVs. Now, Hydras do not do very well versus SCVs. They take a lot of hits to kill an SCV, so it's actually a reasonable force. Okay. Well, as I say that, there's the Queens, and GG is called. I was gonna say the Hydras are gonna be blocked a lot by the SCVs, and then the tanks can kind of follow up with the Goliaths, but not going to be the case here. The Queens come through clutch, giving him that late game value that he desperately needed. The push was scary as it came across this bridge and made its way into these bases, but the islands were a little bit too difficult to break here. Only was able to break this island and then couldn't hang on to it. I really think that the turning point was the drop into top left from Light. Also the surround on this army when it was trying to retreat. Very good use of Queens here by Shine. And guys, we have so many more games to get into. Let's not waste any more time. Game number 2. All right, Light spawning here in the top right-hand corner. Shine in the bottom right. We're getting all the good maps here. I like it. I have been playing quite a bit of ladder lately, and I haven't been able to play on the Screaming Sea or on this map. Why am I blanking? Cannot remember the name right now. Anyway. This is a very fun map to watch, and in TVZ, it's quite an interesting match. With the double gas, it allows Terran to do some really funky things. You'd think it would be more affecting the Zerg style of play, but these gases run out so quickly. If you wanted to do something like Crazy Zerg, you can sit here and, you know, do it off of 3 gases, but you're going to wind up running out of gas as your first ultras are spawning. So you're like barely going to have a timing. Right as your +2 armor's finishing, your gases are going to be running out. So, like, it's tough. You got to break out at that moment. Take a couple more bases. Like, you need to double expand right away. Get the gas online. It's just a very tough situation. And so we haven't really seen much Crazy Zerg. Not a lot of it. A little bit of initial pressure here from Light. Gonna get in, try to get a little harassment going. Looks like it's something like a 10 racks. Wasn't exactly following the build there from Light, but ooh, he gets in with just like 5 health remaining, maybe 10 health remaining. And he put a bunch of damage on these drones as well, so he can target one of the low HP drones and probably have a pretty good trade there. Probably end up killing one of them. It's time to actually move to the side. Yeah, go over here. Because you're not going to be able to kill these Marines, and they're going to end up killing your drones. So nice run by with the Lings. The Ling run by, very smart play from him. Not so sure about diving in with the drones there. He could have easily lost both. Ooh, letting the Lings run in right now. Generally not considered the best, but he's going to bring the rest of the Lings around and finish off this bunker now. Shine. Only lost 1 drone in that defense and killed, I think, 3 Marines and maybe an SCV as well. So not bad. Not bad at all. He did have to produce quite a few Lings, but his layers on time. and he's going to have a good follow-up for this play. Lings checking the front. SCV, of course, wandering in, just waltzing in. Uncontested because the Lings were sent across the map. It's a little bit rough here. Gonna see the exact timing on the Spire. Can't really hide anything. Light is fully in the know as to what the follow-up is going to be. Doesn't need to build his comm early. He can just completely forego that. And now going to come out with Marines because he knows how many drones have been made. He knows that it's not just going to be a Ling all-in directly after this play. So the information game is a critical one, and Light is taking full advantage of what he has gleaned with this SCV. Ling's thinking about doing a counter, or at least threatening the idea. A follow-up here. I guess it's going to be... Academy. Then he went Engineering Bay. Still no second barracks, though. And there's only 4 Marines outside of the wall, so this is not very scary. Oh my gosh, this SCV has been living for so long. Looks like he killed 1 Marine there at the exchange of about 4 Lings. It's not the greatest, of course, but he did not build Ling speed. No Ling speed this game. He's just maximizing his Mutalisk production. We'll see if he can actually get in there and deal some real damage, because there's not a lot here for Light. He's adding on a big number of turrets, it seems. Possibly going to add 2 on the high ground here. 3 in the natural, 3 in the main base. Bunkering down like crazy. 2 more mutas are on the way, so Shine actually needs to do something with this. He could rotate around this backside and come in to slow down the factory, but actually the factory is going to finish now, and it's a potential follow-up with Valkyries here from Light. Here he is going around the backside. Little backstabby action. Oh, has to force to cancel on the starport. Now we'll have to build the starport quite a bit further out. He sees that the factory is finished already, and Shine knows exactly what that means. There's going to be a very fast tech play coming out of Light, and he's going to be a little vulnerable right now with a only a small handful of Marines. 6 Marines total, guys. Got 1 in the bunker over here, 1 beside the bunker. That's not really going to do you too much good. 1 beside the bunker doesn't make a lot of sense. Going after some SCVs here. Going after the turret as well. Just opening up the position a bit. Quite a few mutas at this spot. Light would love to challenge this, but he can't really afford to. He's got to keep this starport alive. If he tries to come down this ramp, that's exactly what Shine wants him to do. He's going to wipe out those Marines, and then he could potentially go forward with Lings. If he just brings Lings in, kills this bunker, things are going to get way out of control for Light. So he's staying on the high ground. He's just protecting this position. He's sending Marines from this barracks directly into that bunker. As the dive goes on, Shine is going to clear a lot of these turrets and open up the spot for more harassment. 26 workers remain. I don't see any Scourge here just yet. No Scourge. I mean, he's got to know what's going on with Light right now. There's going to have to be a transition into Valkyries coming up soon. Another turret goes down. Quite a few injured mutas in this group now. First Valkyrie is about to pop. If he gets a shot on from the Valkyries here, I'd say about 3 to 4 of these mutas are going to die immediately. So he pulls out the 4 mutas that are extremely low HP. He sees the Valkyrie and will be pulling back. Queen's Nest is done. Hive going to start here soon. Nice scan there. Gets all the information he needs. Light still with less workers than his opponent. Shine is outdoing him right now with this Mutalist play. Was a little bit risky to go so light on Marines. Directly into Academy, Engineering Bay, and then straight into Factory. It was a super, super early Factory timing. And he may wind up paying the price. This is still a good number of mutas. If he can snipe some of these medics, even a bust with Valkyries is going to be hard to do, as sunken colonies are going to start up. Not quite ready with the Lurker aspect upgrade. It is coming in from behind. Couple of rounds of missiles. Those Halo rockets doing a lot of damage. Oh, can he get some hits on these Valkyries now? Hey, pretty good. Gets rid of most of the Valkyries. He can target down this last one now. Another Valkyrie arrives here just in the nick of time. 3 Marines. Is that really what it's going to come down to? Drones are pulled off the line here to try and help fight. They're going to end up going down very quickly. The surround here is, I mean, it's good, but not enough DPS to mulch through all the healing. Actually could have targeted down another one there, but lots of damage. Lots of damage here in the natural. So many drones just died. 17 left. Can't believe it came down to that. 3 Marines broke the natural. Feels so bad when you end up losing the last few units like that to just when you end up losing to a few units like that, I mean. Army is being prepared back at home. He's got a tank. This hold position Lurker play could be sick. He might be able to get some real work done with this hold position Lurker. Trying to bait the Marines over. Still does not have Ling speed, by the way. No Ling speed here at all. Going to kill the medics and is looking to push forward a little bit. Okay. This is funny. He's got the hold position Lurker right behind the regular Lurker. All right, there it is. Moves forward with these Lurkers. Tanks can start to range this stuff down. There's hardly anything left for Shine, and so he decides no more drones. Now is not the time for drones. Now is the time for action. It's time to try and kill. Defiler gonna come across the map. Okay, 8 drones just started making. Kind of a funny situation here as he makes 8 drones. They're going to come down and saturate this natural, as well as the third base. Defiler making its way across the map. Consume not yet done, but it's going to finish up here in just a moment. Armor's going to finish up as well. Just a +1 attack here for Light. He's going to go around the army. Oh boy, Light does not know about this counter. And so there could be a Dark Swarm thrown down and just push straight in to the natural. Is he going to go for broke and just try to get the kill here? At least cause a massive disturbance to Light as he tries to push forward. He's going for the main. Oh my goodness. Light scouts it. He's going to see this going down here in a moment. Looks like he hasn't spotted it just yet. He'll actually have to look over there in order to see it. We don't have the ability to see where his vision is, unfortunately, with the replay. But is he going to click over here and look at this stasis cell? That is the big question. If he doesn't click over here, oops, I can't see anything. I'm blind. If he doesn't click over there, he's going to be in huge trouble. Looks like he did notice it now. Pulling back the tanks. Yes, he has witnessed the spines hitting this stasis cell, and so he will retreat. But this is buying a lot of time. Honestly, this is not too bad. Only thing is he's losing overlords. The overlord losses are pretty painful. Gonna try to push through here. Oh, boy. Shine just about to get absolutely dunked. There it is. GG. Shine taps out. Nice defense from Light. Bit of a crazy early game. Things did not go quite right for Shine with that follow-up attack. 3 Marines managed to clutch it out. And Light takes himself a victory. Many more games to come, guys. Let's keep it going. All right, game 3 between Light and Shine. Shine over here, bottom left. Light in the bottom right. Metropolis is our next map. Kind of fun. Kind of fun series so far. I really do love Shine. I think he's been fantastic. As a spectator, I think he's one of the best to watch. Has some really unique perspectives on how to play a lot of these different matchups, especially this one. But he does have some unique takes on ZVP as well. I wonder how he would do if he had actually made it into this season of ASL. I do believe he tried to qualify but got knocked out. Though none of the really wacky maps are thrown into the qualifiers. It's all pretty standard maps at that stage. And if you get a little bit unlucky, you might end up getting knocked out by the person who just goes through and wins the tournament, right? That can happen. So I believe he tried to qualify. Actually, I can't remember from the qualifiers, guys. Too much Broodwar, seriously. Some of you guys get on me in the comments about forgetting this or that, or like, one of the big things I forgot, this actually messed with me a little bit, was that I mentioned in the recent ASL cast that Jadong was the last member, or the last person chosen, and that 4th slot in D rank is like the scariest slot. That's usually where the scariest person ends up, and it just shows you how scary Soma is. And then I got a comment saying, did you even watch the group stages? Or, excuse me, the group selection? Because he got swapped. And I literally talked about that in Group A, how J-Dog, or excuse me, Soma got swapped out of the group. Sulky had to choose between Effort and Soma, and who he was going to swap. I just completely forgot. I completely forgot that there was even a swap. And that Soma was the guy that got swapped. It is what it is, guys. Like, my memory is terrible. And so, I mean, I get it. You guys can rib me all you want. It is what it is. It's all in good fun, of course. We're just enjoying ourselves here. And enjoying this beautiful game. And once again, Light gets in with the SCV. What a sneaky, sneaky man. Sending the SCV out into the map. And directing it in behind the Lings once again. This is why I have taken to sending 1 Ling across the map to scout my opponent, rather than the entire group. Just leave 3 Lings back at home and send 1 Ling to go and confirm. Let's just send 1 singular Ling so that the rest can stay back and prevent what just happened there, which is Light just knowing everything. The Terran player having absolutely full information is never a good thing for the Zerg. When they can start adapting to your timings and just knowing absolutely everything that's going to happen before it happens, you're in for a bad time. Looks like he's going for this build again, actually. Factory. Same exact build as we just had on Litmus. It just came to me right now in the middle of the cast. Litmus. That's the name of the map. And so he's going to have a super, super fast factory. Going to be following that up with some Valkyries. Seems like this is getting popular right now. These are really recent games, by the way, guys. Super recent. I'll even tell you when they were played. This game in particular was on the 18th of September at 4:40 a.m. I don't know if that's the right time. Maybe that's like server time, something like that. I'm not sure. Not sure if that's the time in Korea or the time in North America. But you get the idea. Very recent games. Starport on the way. Armory is going to be coming up here shortly as well. But again, the bare minimum number of Marines. And this is going to give a very good opportunity for Shine to get in here and kill a lot of workers. Maybe pull Light apart if he's not perfectly prepared. This is the best spot to try and do it. Hitting the SCV here from the high ground. He's already killed like 4 or 5 SCVs. And he's going to be getting a lot more. You can see just 31 workers now. They can keep coming back in here continuously, dealing damage to this mineral line. There's really nothing Light can do about it. I mean, he can stim all he wants, but that's not going to stop what's happening at this bottom patch. I mean, I think he could possibly force the SCVs to mine on just the top patches. But eventually, one of those SCVs will rotate down to the bottom patches, and then he's going to be in trouble. Continuing to lose SCVs now, still at 31, despite constant production. Gotta be knowing here that something is happening. The possibility of Valkyrie is very high. I still don't see any Scourge here, and so Shine... maybe not picking up on what's going on here. Concerning. Considering he's trying to do his transition. And he's just finished his Hydra Den. Will he be able to start some lurkers now? Lurker upgrade. I don't see it. Where's the lurker upgrade? There it is. Lurker upgrade on the way. Ling's coming forward. Has invested a huge amount into Mutalisk and that +1. If it was +1 armor, that actually might be pretty good right now. But it's +1 attack. And so double or triple Valkyrie is going to be an extremely scary force. Looks like he's seen it for sure now. Making triple Sunken Colony at his natural. Might even make it 4th. 4 Sunken Colony at the natural. Hydras are out, but they're not quite ready. Gotta go around the back of this. Try to kill some Marines. Try to kill something right now. So he gets a few kills there on those Marines. Sunken's buying some time for them to finish up is key. Mutas are too far away. Wait, Mutas need to get back here. Where are they? Okay. They're actually waiting in the rally point. Looks like he's going to get the Valkyrie, actually. That's not bad. Killing off the Valkyrie is quite nice. These Valkyries. Playing that point defense, that anti-air point defense. And now we're in a situation where the push kind of hasn't worked. So where does Light go from here? I have to build Sunken Colonies on his high ground, I guess. Shine. Starting one of those, at least to spread the creep a little bit. So he can start to put others closer towards that high ground. Oh, he gets 1 kill. Not bad. Only threw in a few of the weaker mutas, so getting a Valkyrie kill there and keeping the good chunk of his mutas alive. There may be a tank push coming up here soon, but he's actually getting mines, so maybe not. Ooh, gonna lose one of these Valkyries. The damage is looking pretty good from the Valks, though. Muta's so bruised, so badly bruised, they're gonna have to retreat back home. And Terran just gonna leave the game. Wow, just like that. Cannot get the push going. Could not get the damage done. Lurkers everywhere. Yeah, this is kind of a done deal at this point. He took way too much damage on the SCVs early and just wasn't able to return fire with that Valkyrie attack. Now, if this was an ASL game, I'm sure he would have stuck it out and just tried. But we're here on ladder. It's time to go next. It's a little bit too rough at this point, and so he's just gonna let this one go. Let's jump into our next game. All right, guys, let's keep it going. Light over here at the top right. Shine bottom left. And we're once again on Screaming Sea. And so here on Screaming Sea, what will light open? Is it going to be the exact same thing again? Or can we possibly see something like a 2-port Wraith? We've seen a lot of players messing around with different builds. We even saw Flash go for 3-port Wraith. 3-port Wraith into Valkyrie with +1. That was something special. That's for sure. I believe he did that versus Larva. In my latest video, or I think 2 videos ago. Kind of a crazy series there. And that game was pretty wacky, to say the least. Definitely a good counter is Ensnare, is what I'll say. Ensnare is pretty strong against Air Terran. Ensnare is a sick build. Oh my god, the greed is huge. Triple hatch before even getting a spawning pool. Triple hatch before spawning pool, before gas. This is the most greed you can go for here as a Zergan and potentially survive. Like, this is it. This is the greedy build. This is the greediest build. This is the CC first with no wall in from a Zerg player. I hesitate to say like Nexus first, because Nexus first is pretty viable. It's funny. Even CC first is pretty viable if you have a wall. If you have a wall like this, if you can make a supply depot, then build a CC, then build a barracks, and build another supply and be walled in, it's pretty viable. But this is like you're wide open. If your opponent is doing anything aggressive, like sending a Marine across the map, you're going to be in big trouble. 2-port Wraith. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. 2-port Wraith to follow this up. Layer is halfway done. Going to be hard to figure this out. He's actually not sending the Overlord in. You probably want to send the Overlord a bit closer. At least see that there's no CC. Just the fact alone that there's no CC should tip him off that something like this will be coming. But he's sending his Overlord away. Not a big fan. Not a big fan. You really need to find out if the Terran is truly getting a CC or not. Just because there's a wall here doesn't mean he's playing a macro game. Hydra's can be made now. Spire is on the way, but is the Hydra Den just for safety? Kind of seems like that. He's going to build 1 Hydralisk. Here comes the second. Very important how many Hydras he makes right now. If he makes a buttload of Hydras and starts range, that's the best way to defend against this type of, you know, 1 base, 2 starport play. If you have those key things, it's very easy to shut down the starport, because you really need to get some momentum going with a play like this. You have to get in there. Oh wow, did he not see that? Oh, that's insane. Oh, that's there it is. He sees it. My gosh, he almost missed that Overlord, but he sees triple Overlord now. Hydras. He's gonna make Scourge. What's the plan here? He's actually spreading out like he thinks there's going to be a vulture drop. But, I mean, once you see that many wraiths, you know that there's not really... That's not really going to be a thing here. That many wraiths being made, you can't really afford to also go vulture drop with that. So, 8 mutas on the way. Overlord speed, of course. Definitely going to need that for when the cloak comes into play. 8 mutas are going to be out here, and he should be able to defend himself pretty well. 27 workers to 29. This is a good spot for Shine. Like I said earlier, you kind of need some momentum with this style. Like, you can't just sit back and, like, build up your army as a Terran playing like this. Is he going to bait the mutas out? Muta's going to come to try and stop this? Because if they do, they might be in trouble. Yeah, the mutas come, but... Okay, Overlord's almost there. Overlord's speed almost done, too. So maybe it's okay. Takes a long time to kill a hatchery with, what is this, 5 wraiths? Yeah, that's going to take... It's going to take a millennia or 2. For sure. No spores just yet, but he could make spores. He's making armor right away, which is interesting. Going straight into Carapace upgrades, so setting himself up for a nice late game. I always feel like this is the case in ZVP. If you ever feel like you're in a good spot, just making a Carapace upgrade kind of like it solidifies the position. Like, okay, I don't know if I can kill right now, but I know that I'm in a good, like, I'm in a pretty nice spot. We'll just go ahead and get that upgrade going, and now my timings are going to be fantastic. In fact, he's just a little bit behind where the marine upgrades are, but there's not going to be a science facility for a long time, so there's a good chance that he ends up going a little bit behind in those overall upgrades, and maybe, just maybe, we can see Shine with an upgraded advantage getting into lurkers. A lot of wraiths here. 11 now. Wow. 11 wraiths. No burrow, so he's not going to be able to just burrow this and see the move out exactly when it's coming. Sunken colony. You can even build a spore here at the front as well. Spore's not a bad idea. There's going to be one massive marine push with +1. Combined with the wraith play as well. Spore in the natural. Definitely agree with it. Going for the spore right there is nice. But what about a spore here at the front? Looks like he might be thinking that direction. Spore at the front over here as well, potentially. With these lurkers and that spore, it's very hard to break. Very hard to break. Even has the Defiler Mound. There it is. Spore at the front. Good, solid, smart play here from Shine. Getting his position, solidifying it, making it better and better. You can see. Should be starting that +2 here any second now. There it is. +2 on the way. Adrenal. Double Defiler coming up as well. Very hard to break this spot. Gonna go after the Nidus, though. The Nidus kill is quite big. The Nidus kill definitely hurts. And he's gonna start to lose drones now. Overlord on the way. Can he get in range here? Oh. Pretty good control overall from Light. Definitely a beast when it comes to this Wraith control. And he's almost winning this fight, too. Which is just disgusting. No upgrades at all. Standing here and just controlling like a beast. He's actually killed a bunch of mutas. And the wraiths are all mostly alive. Can't quite contend with the spore. Such a important thing that he actually built that spore. If he didn't have that spore, he's gonna be in so much trouble. Wraiths going into the main now. Scourge coming out, but what can he do? Gonna start to lose some drones as well. Diving onto these wraiths. Such sick micro. Oh my gosh. And now he can just stand and fight. This is where things become really tough. Gonna start to lose a bunch of overlords. Oh my god. So many overlords go down. This is some absolutely sick wraith control. You know, somebody tried to tell me in the comments that Light does not have good wraith control. Can you believe that? Dark Swarm? Where is it? Dark Swarm, what are we doing? Oh my gosh. Shine, you played yourself, my friend. No Dark Swarm at the natural either. But he basically won with the wraiths. How insane is that, you guys? Like, the threat of the Marines was there. He had to build Sunkens. He had to build Lurkers, right? But he just killed him with wraiths. At like the 11-minute mark, just fly in, 11 wraiths, kill all the mutas. He has spores, don't care. Just fly around, kill all the overlords. Kill all the drones. And then follow up with the mutalist play. Sick, sick micro from Light. Another level, man. Don't try to tell me. Don't try to tell me that Light doesn't have good wraith control. Watch this game. All right, final game of the series. Light spawning here in the top left. We've got Shine in bottom right. If you guys have been enjoying these longer series, consider becoming a member. Right now, there's a deal with Google. They offered me some money to open memberships. I've been putting it off for a long time because I just usually use Patreon, but they offered me some money and they said every member that I get, they'll give me an additional $4. And so I put the membership at a very cheap price. It's like $1 or $1.50 or something like that. And so if you'd like, sign up. Help me get some of that Google money. I'd appreciate it. The offer is only valid until the end of September. And so, yeah. Help a brother out if you can. No hard feelings if you're not able to do it right now. Totally understand. Times are tough. Shine here. He's been having a tough time getting into the ASL recently. And had a pretty rough run there in that last game. Screaming Sea. It's a tough map to figure out for sure. That's one of the main reasons why I wanted to watch this series. Is just like, how exactly are the pros playing on this map? What's the best way? Because even though, you know, Shine, maybe he's not that great of a player. He's not amazing enough to make it into the ASL. Everybody who makes it in the ASL is absolutely amazing in terms of, you know, their overall gameplay and game knowledge is just insane. I'll never be at that level. But he is fantastic when it comes to understanding how to abuse his race on these newer maps. Like, he always comes up with these really strong builds because he has a very deep understanding of Zerg and the matchups. So I like to defer to Shine. Like, his creativity is almost unmatched. Whenever I see one of these freaky new builds, I always like to think that, oh my gosh, Shine is going to come up with the best solution for how to play on it. Some pretty slick moves there from that SCV, staying alive as long as possible. Not sure if he actually saw those lings pop. There's a possibility he didn't, though. Only a supply depot being made right now. Uh-oh. We could see him lose a bunch of these Marines. If Shine comes in at a good angle, he actually might get a bunch of kills here. Oh, is he gonna take this fight? 6v6, but the Lings have speed. That's tempting, but now that the medics are here, it's not gonna be possible. Oh. Some early losses from the side of Shine. Unforced errors there, losing his early drone. And now losing a Ling here at the front as well. Spire. Over here at the front. I guess that's kind of a forced error, I would say. Walking forward with the Marines like this. He's looking to try and do this. Ooh, run by. Double medic on the ramp. He was so ready for this. Oh, man. That is brutal. He says pool's closed. Just escorts them out of the building. If you guys don't know that reference, I think I've used it a couple of times actually in some of my casts. That's a Habbo Hotel reference, if you guys remember. The Habbo Hotel. You're probably about the same age as me if you're watching this cast right now. So maybe you guys remember that wacky game. Oh my god. Oh. It's a pretty funky meme. I think I might have played it a few times, but I feel like that's one of those ones where that's like a Roblox, you know what I mean? Where there's probably quite a few like creepy people on there. Habbo Hotel, it just like, even if you just think about like the concept of what it was, probably it's gonna attract the wrong kind of people. And it was mostly kids, but I'm sure there was a bunch of adults on there too. Anyway, I don't want to really talk about it. I don't know why I'm talking about this. Oh my gosh, it's just the current controversy with Roblox. Have a hotel in my mind, like, wow, that was, yeah, probably not a great idea to be playing that when I was super young. I was like 13 or 14 playing that game. But I think pretty much everybody was. Oh my gosh. 2meta's gonna die here. Too much pressure, man. Light is so good with his Marine control. Getting in and getting so much damage. Shine is just being a little bit outclassed, honestly, in these last couple of games. You can see the difference in the levels between these two players when it comes to that Wraith micro that we saw earlier against the mutas, and then what we just saw with these Marines traversing the map and just getting in there and dealing so much damage. We're 8 minutes in now, and of course Light is fully online. 47 workers, so he hasn't really been cutting anything. He's just got massive bio to start moving out and being aggressive with. And he's going to begin his transition. Start to make a bunch of vessels here in a moment. This army moving forward is pretty scary. He has to deal with that. And not be losing 2 overlords in the middle of the map right now. Oh boy, and he might actually lose those. Taking some bad fights here with these mutas. That's actually triple overlord. Oh my gosh. Gonna come forward and just try to fight. Pretty good boxing up of the Marines here from Light. He's gonna go down the ramp now. Now's a good time to actually start taking the fight with the Marines. 1 overlord goes down. Can he keep the rest of them alive? Going around the bottom side here, or excuse me, the top side. I think that's just been spotted. And he's seen it. He has seen it. There are only 4 Mutalisks left, though. 5 Mutalisks in total. We're going to dive on top of this. And we'll kill most of the Marines, but these ones over at the fresh base are going to deal the final bits of damage. 900 gas was in the bank here at the end of this game for Shine. So falling apart a little bit. You can see, again, the difference. The skill difference between light and sharp is quite vast. But on a map like Screaming Sea, there's still a chance. There is certainly still a good chance that Shine can put together some sort of wacky build that can pull apart light. And that's what we got to witness there in game number 1. Pretty good series here between these two. Light being an ASL champion, Shine being a second place, runner-up in one of the ASLs as well. Still a strong player, but just not quite there. Not quite as sharp with his micro. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. Thank you for watching.